My name's Jonathan Phillips. I'm Professor of Crusading History at Royal Holloway, University of London. When I study the Crusades, I'm dealing with a period that most students who come here haven't looked at before. They're unfamiliar with medieval history. And that's one of the challenges that faces me, and it's one of the things I enjoy about teaching the Crusades. In some ways, I've got a slightly blank canvas to work from. The medieval period is a time, quite a different framework to ours. Communications are difficult, transport's difficult, and it's a time where religion and violence dominate. And out of those two ideas of religion and violence emerges the First Crusade, the thing that launches hundreds of years of conflict between Christianity and Islam, Christians and other Christians, and Christians and Jews. The First Crusade was a remarkable event. It took 4 years. Thousands of people went to the Holy Land with the idea of liberating it from the Muslims and capturing the city of Jerusalem. And I'm interested in why people did that. I mean, you're going thousands of miles, you're leaving your family, your home and your loved ones. What's driving you to do that? I mean, religion is one thing, a sense of adventure, a sense of going with your boss, with your patron is another thing. And some people want land and money. And I am interested in exploring that in my research. I'm looking at the writings of a Genoese man called Caffaro, and being a merchant, he comes from a land where, or a city, where money is important, and he blends an intense religiosity with a desire for money. And not many of the crusading sources that we generally look at have got that. So it's something quite new, and I'm bringing that into my teaching, and it's quite fun to play with that. I also look at the conquest of the Holy Land. When you conquer the Holy Land, you're a small group of outsiders in a land with an enormous cultural, linguistic range. And how on earth do you, as a small group of outsiders, deal with that? And I'm interested in exploring that. And as well as looking at the impact of the Crusades on the Muslim Near East, how they responded to the arrival of the Crusades. My teaching also follows through the Second Crusade, the Third Crusade, Richard the Lionheart, Saladin, and the development of the idea of crusading. And one further thing that I'm interested in looking at is the legacy of the Crusades. It's a word that's still in common use today, meaning a good cause. I saw in a newspaper the other day, Prince Harry continues mother's crusade against landmines. So we use it in a very colloquial way. But also when President Bush used it in the aftermath of 9/11, talking about a crusade against a war on terror, he reminded us how toxic the legacy of crusading is in the Near East. And I'm interested in exploring that down the centuries. This post-history, if you like, of the Crusades, the modern resonances of the Crusades, is something that's a new area of academic research. And I'm very interested in following that and pushing the boundaries of that and trying to trace, in the West and in the Islamic world, how the Crusades are remembered. And so bringing that cutting edge of research to my teaching is something that's exciting and important.